The worst thing is paying a lot for a trash game, spending your hard-earned money on titles that promise everything and deliver nothing. I'll save you the trouble of hunting for games that are actually worth your cash. I've spent plenty of time and money testing them all, and summed it up in this list of 18 games that are really worth every penny. Get ready, because this list breaks away from the usual. Nothing like those cliche lists you see everywhere. Now let's jump into the video. 1. S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2: Heart of Chornobyl. Man, I've waited what feels like forever for this game, and finally stepping back into the zone, it's something else entirely. You can feel the danger with every step, the silence, the wind, the Geiger counter ticking just enough to send chills down your spine. It's one of those worlds that doesn't just look great, it feels alive, but not in a comforting way. What I love most is that constant sense of isolation. It's you against a world that could care less if you live or die. You're scavenging for scraps, checking every dark corner, and then out of nowhere, boom, an anomaly goes off and you're gone. It's brutal, but that's the beauty of it. The storytelling doesn't spoon-feed you either. It's quiet but powerful, and when those key moments hit, they hit. The graphics are gorgeous, sure, but honestly, it's the atmosphere that steals the show. It's one of those rare games that pulls you in so deep you forget there's even a world outside your screen. Definitely worth every second, especially if you love tension, mystery, and full-on immersion. 2. Doom: The Dark Ages. This one's just pure, unfiltered chaos in the best way possible. Doom: The Dark Ages takes everything we loved from Doom Eternal and throws it into a medieval nightmare. You're covered in heavy armor, carrying brutal weapons that look like they were forged by a blacksmith from hell, and you're just wrecking demons left and right. The moment that heavy metal soundtrack kicks in, something primal wakes up inside you. You stop thinking and start feeling. It's not about realism here, it's about rhythm, about flow, about that incredible rush when everything on the screen explodes in sync with the music. The Dark Ages somehow feels more grounded and more insane at the same time. You're no longer just shooting demons in space, you're fighting through castles, cursed battlefields, and hellish cathedrals. Every moment is pure visual poetry, soaked in blood. And you know what? It's not just dumb fun, it's smart design. The combat loop keeps you moving, adapting, thinking fast. It's addictive in that way that only Doom can be. You'll play just one more level until suddenly it's 3 a.m. and your eyes are dry. Yeah, this one's worth every cent, and then some. 3. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. If there's one game that teaches you patience, pain, and pride all at once, it's Sekiro. The first time I played, I thought, okay, I've beaten Dark Souls, I can handle this. Nope. Sekiro humbled me. It made me realize that I'd been playing games on autopilot before. Here, every swing, every block, every parry matters. The combat feels like a duel every single time. Intense, personal, and deeply satisfying when you get it right. You don't just kill enemies, you defeat them. And it feels earned every single time. There's this beautiful rhythm to it, almost like a dance of death. But what I really love is the atmosphere. Japan during the Sengoku era, twisted with supernatural elements, it's hauntingly beautiful. The sound design, the quiet moments, the way the world seems to breathe around you, it all hits different. Yeah, it's tough. You'll die. A lot. But when you finally beat that boss that's been wrecking you for 2 hours, it's one of the best feelings in gaming, period. Sekiro isn't a game you just play, it's when you survive. And that's exactly why it's worth every penny. It's a masterpiece of skill, discipline, and pure satisfaction. 4. Hollow Knight: Silksong. We've all been waiting forever for Silksong. And I get it, it's frustrating. But man, when you see what Team Cherry's cooking up, you realize it's worth the wait. The first Hollow Knight was already something special, one of those rare indie games that could stand toe-to-toe with AAA titles. Silksong looks like it's taking that and dialing it up to 11. Playing as Harnett changes everything. She's faster, more agile,
and her movement alone makes the combat feel brand new. Every area I've seen looks handcrafted, dripping with atmosphere and mystery. You can tell this is made by people who love what they do. The art style? Still stunning. The soundtrack? Still hauntingly perfect. And the world? It's bigger, deeper, and somehow even more alive. You don't play Hollow Knight just to finish it. You play it to explore, to discover, to get lost. I think Silksong is going to be one of those timeless games people talk about for years. A game that defines what passion and polish look like in indie development. When it drops, I don't even care how much it costs. Whatever the price, I'm in. That's how much faith I have in this one.
5. Resident Evil 7. Man, Resident Evil 7 was such a relief for me. After all the chaos and over-the-top action of RE6 and RE5, Capcom basically said, let's go back to horror. And they didn't just go back, they threw us straight into it. That first-person perspective was game-changing. I still remember walking through that creepy old house for the first time, hearing every floorboard creak and thinking, nope, I'm not ready for this. And honestly, I was hesitant to play it at first because of that perspective. I'm pretty sure every longtime fan felt the same way. But then you keep playing because it's so good you can't stop. The Baker family? Easily some of the most disturbing villains ever created. Every encounter with them feels less like combat and more like pure survival. The pacing is perfect too. No rush, no filler. It lets the fear build slowly until you're completely trapped in that disgusting, horrifying world. The way Capcom rebuilt the franchise here was pure genius. Smaller scale, more personal, way scarier. And when you finish it, you realize this isn't just a reboot, it's Resident Evil's heart beating again. Honestly, I played this one late at night with headphones once and had to turn the lights on halfway through. That's when you know your money was well spent.
It was a ritual.
6. Alan Wake 2. If Resident Evil 7 is pure fear, Alan Wake 2 is psychological madness wrapped in brilliance. I wasn't sure what to expect going in, but Remedy took storytelling to another level here. It's not just a game, it's a nightmare you live through. The visuals are insane, the transitions between reality and fiction, mind-blowing. You'll constantly question what's real and what's just part of the story. It's cinematic in a way most games wish they could be. What I really love, though, is how heavy it feels, emotionally. Alan's descent into darkness, Saga's story, the tension that never lets go. Every moment feels crafted to mess with your head in the best possible way. And when those live-action sequences blend with gameplay, oh man, it's wild. You can tell Remedy didn't care about playing it safe here. They just went all in creatively. This isn't a game for everyone, sure. It's slow, deep, and honestly confusing at times. But when it clicks, it's unforgettable. It's one of those games that proves video games can be art.
7. Mad Max. I don't care what anyone says, Mad Max is criminally underrated. I've put hours into this one, and every time I boot it up, I wonder why more people don't talk about it. The atmosphere is insane. That desolate wasteland, the roaring engines, the sense of survival, it's beautiful in a brutal kind of way. Driving through the desert with that sandstorm on the horizon, unreal. You feel like a lone wanderer in a world that's completely lost hope. The combat's gritty, the car battles are pure chaos, and the customization for your ride, chef's kiss. What I love most is how immersive it is. There's barely any hand-holding. You make your own way, build your car, take down outposts, and just exist in that world. It's lonely, it's rough, and it's amazing. It's not perfect, sure, it can get repetitive, but when a game nails its vibe this hard, who cares? It feels like every grain of sand has a story to tell.
And honestly, sometimes I just drive for the sake of it. No missions, no goals, just that feeling of being Mad Max, king of the wasteland. Totally worth every penny.
8. Batman Arkham City. I'll never forget the first time I glided over Arkham City. The skyline, the cold wind, the chaos below. Arkham City is one of those games that just nailed what it means to be Batman. You're not just playing as him, you are him. The stealth, the combat, the detective work, it all fits perfectly. Every encounter feels cinematic, but also tactical. You're constantly thinking, planning, striking, and vanishing again. It's that perfect balance between power and vulnerability. The story hits hard too. Seeing all those villains, Joker, Two-Face, Penguin, all packed into this one insane city, it's like a comic book come to life, but darker, grittier, more personal. And man, that ending, it's still one of the most emotional finales I've ever seen in a superhero game. It reminds you that being Batman isn't about gadgets or glory, it's about sacrifice. Even today, the combat feels better than half the games that came after it. And that world design? Timeless. Arkham City set the gold standard for superhero games, and nothing's truly topped it since.
9. God of War Ragnarok. Every time I talk about God of War Ragnarok, I still get chills. It's one of those games that makes every dollar you spent feel worth it. You can feel the dedication and care that went into making it. Yeah, it's epic, brutal, and massive, but what really hits me is the emotion. The relationship between Kratos and Atreus isn't just a story anymore. It is the story. You can feel every ounce of tension, every unspoken word between them. The combat? Sharp, satisfying, and incredibly refined. But what sticks with me most are the quiet moments, when Kratos pauses before speaking to his son, or when Mimir cracks a joke that hits deeper than you'd expect. The world feels alive, but strangely intimate. You're fighting prods, sure, but at the same time, you're just a father trying to do right by his kid. By the end, I wasn't just impressed, I was emotionally wrecked, and that's rare for an action game. It's a masterpiece that proves video games can tell stories with more heart and impact than most movies ever could. If you haven't played it yet, you're missing one of the most powerful experiences this generation has to offer.
10. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Man, Black Flag, this one's special. Forget stealth missions and historical drama for a second. This is pirate life, full throttle. Ubisoft accidentally made the best pirate simulator ever, and it still holds up like a dream. That first moment you take control of your ship, the Jackdaw, and the sea opens up in front of you, it's magic. You hear your crew singing shanties, waves crashing against the hull, and suddenly you realize you've been sailing for hours, doing nothing but exploring. And you're completely fine with that. Edward Kenway might be one of my favorite Assassin's Creed protagonists. He's not noble or righteous, he's selfish, greedy, and human. But watching him grow through the story, realizing there's more to life than gold and glory, hits hard. And the combat? It's pure fun. Boarding ships, storming forts, diving for treasure, there's so much to do, but it never feels overwhelming. It's one of those games that just feels good to play. Every time I return to it, it's like revisiting the golden age of adventure.
Wasn't
11.
Father.
Hades. Hades isn't just an indie success story. It's proof that passion and creativity can go toe-to-toe with the biggest AAA games out there. I'll be honest, I didn't expect to get addicted to this game, but man, once you start, you're stuck. Every run feels fresh. You die, you come back stronger, you die again, and somehow you're still having a blast. The way Supergiant weaves narrative into every death is pure genius. You're not punished for failing, you're rewarded with more story, more depth. And Zagreus, what a character.
He's witty, stubborn, and easy to root for. The dialogue, the art, the music, it all comes together like a perfect storm. I've lost count of how many hours I've spent trying to escape the underworld. And honestly, I didn't even care about winning anymore. I just wanted to see more of that world. It's fast, stylish, and emotional in ways you don't expect from a roguelike. When a game makes you want to lose just so you can talk to the characters again, that's something special.
12. Super Mario Odyssey. Guys, there's a reason Super Mario Odyssey is still talked about years later. And honestly, it deserves to be on any list, even one full of PlayStation titles. It's pure, distilled fun. It's like Nintendo somehow bottled up the feeling of childlike wonder and said, "Here, go have fun." Every world is overflowing with charm and creativity. One moment you're running through a bustling city, the next you're on the moon wearing a sombrero, and somehow it all fits perfectly. The controls are buttery smooth, and every jump, every throw just feels right. What I love most is how it rewards curiosity. You can play casually and have a blast, or you can go full completionist mode, hunting down every single moon, and it's still fun. That's rare. That's what makes its replay value practically endless. I swear there are still moons I haven't found to this day. The music, the energy, the little nods to Mario's history, it all hits right in the heart. It's one of those games that reminds you why you fell in love with gaming in the first place. Odyssey doesn't just entertain you, it makes you smile. And sometimes that's exactly what you need. Every coin, every jump, every leap off a cliff just to check is totally worth it. 13. Days Gone Remastered. There's something about Days Gone that hits different, especially now with the remastered version. When I first played it, I didn't expect it to mess with my emotions like that. It's not just another zombie game. It's about loss, survival, and holding on to hope, even when the world's completely gone to hell. Riding through Oregon's open roads with nothing but the sound of your bike in the wind? It's strangely peaceful until you turn a corner and find a freak or horde ready to eat you alive. Those moments of calm and chaos are what make the game special. Deacon St. John? Man, this guy's story gets under your skin. He's not a hero. He's broken, angry, and trying to find meaning after everything's been taken from him. The more you play, the more you feel his pain, his love, his desperation. And when you finally clear out a horde, it's so satisfying. You earn every inch of progress, every bullet, every quiet sunrise after the chaos. The remaster only makes it smoother, prettier, and more immersive. It's not perfect, but it feels real. That's what makes it unforgettable. 14. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. This one, man, it's one of the most realistic RPG experiences I've ever had. Forget magic and dragons. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 throws you straight into medieval life, where every sword swing, every meal, every decision actually matters. You're not a chosen hero. You're just Henry, a regular guy trying to survive in a brutal world. And that's what makes it so powerful. You start off clumsy, weak, unsure, but as you learn, fight, and struggle, you grow. You earn your victories here. What I love most is how alive the world feels. The villages, the forests, the way NPCs go about their lives, it's insane how immersive it gets. Sometimes I'd forget the main quest and just wander around, talking to people, helping with small stuff, or just sitting by a campfire listening to the sounds of the night. It's not a game for everyone. It demands patience, but if you give it that time, it gives you something rare, a sense of accomplishment that feels genuine, and that's worth more than any over-the-top cutscene.
I'm all yours.
15. Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Now this one totally caught me off guard. Sackboy: A Big Adventure is the kind of game that just makes you happy from start to finish. It doesn't try to be deep or dark. It's all about fun, creativity, and pure charm. I honestly thought it was going to be just another generic platformer, but nope. The levels are bursting with personality, the soundtrack is insanely catchy, and the controls feel super tight. I still catch myself humming some of those songs randomly during the day. It's that infectious. And if you play it in co-op, man, that's where it really shines. Whether it's with family, friends, or even solo, every stage feels like a celebration. There's laughter, chaos, and that classic one more try energy every time someone misses a jump. It's a great reminder that games don't have to be massive, cinematic epics to be special. Sometimes it's the smaller adventures that stick with you the most. Sackboy proves that joy can hit just as hard as drama.
16. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. I'll be honest, when Cyberpunk 2077 first came out, it was a mess. But Phantom Liberty? This expansion completely changed the game for me. It's the redemption arc we all hoped for, and it delivers in every possible way. The new story, the characters, the atmosphere, it's top-tier storytelling. Idris Elba's performance, absolute fire. His character adds so much weight and depth to the world that you can't help but care about what happens next. Dogtown feels alive, gritty, and dangerous, like Night City's darker, meaner cousin. The missions are intense, and the choices feel real. You're constantly questioning who to trust, and the emotional payoffs hit hard. What really impressed me, though, is how they tightened everything. Combat feels smoother, the world more reactive, and the bugs that once ruined immersion are gone. It finally feels like the game we were promised years ago. I found myself getting lost in side gigs again, cruising through neon-lit streets at 2 a.m., just living in that world. It's rare for a DLC to feel like a full new game, but Phantom Liberty nails it. If you gave up on Cyberpunk before, now's the time to come back.
17. Elden Ring. I don't even know where to start with Elden Ring. It's one of those games that reminds you why you fell in love with gaming in the first place. The sense of wonder, fear, and curiosity all mixed together. The first time I stepped into Limgrave and saw that giant golden tree shining in the distance, I just stopped. I didn't want to rush. I wanted to take it all in. Everywhere you go, there's something unexpected waiting. A boss hiding in a cave, a mysterious NPC with a tragic story, or a random encounter that changes everything. It's like the world has its own pulse, and you're just a small part of it. And yes, it's hard, like throw your controller hard, but that's the beauty of it. You learn, you adapt, and when you finally defeat that boss that destroyed you 20 times before, that's pure dopamine. The soundtrack, the lore, the feeling of isolation, everything is crafted to pull you in. But what makes it truly special is how it gives you the freedom to create your own story. Every player's journey feels unique, personal. When I finally reached the end, I just sat there, staring at the screen in silence. Because games like this, they don't just entertain, they move you. Elden Ring isn't just worth every penny, it's worth every hour of your life.
18. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Now this one, wow, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 feels like discovering a hidden gem that somehow shines brighter than everything else. The art style alone is breathtaking. It's like playing through a painting that's come alive. But it's not just beautiful, it's emotional. The story dives deep into mortality, courage, and the meaning of existence without ever feeling pretentious. It's poetic, sometimes melancholic, but always powerful. The combat is turn-based, but it feels alive, rhythmic, stylish, and full of flow. Every move feels deliberate, like you're dancing through a dream. And that soundtrack, it hits your soul. What really caught me off guard, though, was how quickly I got attached to the characters. You feel their struggle, their hope, their fear. By the time the story hits its emotional peaks, you realize you've been completely absorbed in their world. It's rare for a new IP to grab me like this, but Clair Obscur did it effortlessly. It's not just a game, it's an experience, a piece of art that makes you think long after you finished it. Trust me, this one's gonna be talked about for years. And if you're into games that make you feel, not just play, this is your next stop.
So there you have it, 18 games that are absolutely worth every single penny. Whether you want something that challenges your soul, makes you laugh, or just reminds you why gaming is so special, this list has it all.
If you've played any of these, let me know which one took your breath away the most, or which one deserves a replay in 2025.